The Tipping Point with Mike Tipton is brought to you by Dubby. What is Dubby? Dubby is a clean energy drink that is made to give you focus with no crash, jitters, or angst like those other energy drinks have. They also have no maltodextrin fillers and don't use artificial dyes. Dubby contains vitamins, amino acids, a nootropic, and 150 milligrams of caffeine. Dubby's products are made in the USA in an FDA-inspected facility that strictly adheres to GMP manufacturing guidelines. All of the flavors are unique and custom-made by Dubby, and you'll never taste our taste anywhere else. The best part about it is they're affordable. Dubby's drinks come out to about $1 per drink, much cheaper than Starbucks or any of those canned energy drinks. To learn more, visit w.gg.com/discount/MRTipton33 and place your order today. Use promo code MrTipton33 and save today. Dubby Energy, be better. What's going on, everybody? I want to tell you about my new friends over at Cleverman. Visit them online at becleverman.com. What they gave me was the energizing face and beard scrub along with the Cleverman face scrubber. And trust me when I say this, the energizing face and beard scrub smells amazing. Combining it with the face scrubber, making sure that your boy was looking as good and sexy as possible, opened up a whole different sensation in my face that I haven't ever felt before. I felt so clean, so fresh, and so clean, like Outcast said, and it helped me feel like I was ready for my day. Make sure you visit them online at becleverman.com and follow them on Instagram at clevermannyc. The link is up in my bio if you want to check out all the amazing products they have. Visit them online, becleverman.com. Good Friday morning, everybody. It is time for the Tipping Point with Mike Tipton, TIP's VIP Friday. Shout out to my dude, high school friend, Emmanuel Montalongo, tuning in right now, giving a shout out to Dubby. He also helped create that little, instrumental I got to bring in the show. So he's been around for quite some time here. We got Cassandra tuned in over on Instagram. We're going live it's been a while since we've been live on Instagram, Augustine. So I decided on Friday I'm going to start going live on Instagram.
Yeah, you need the pretty face to go live on Instagram. That's why you chose the Friday.
That's what I was saying. Like, I've got to have your sex appeal in order to reach the broader audience. So I'm just using you the best way that I know how.
Yeah, get those broader audiences.
Our dude, 49ers Faithful, saying good morning to you. To you all, flexing on us as well. 49ers Faithful. I was thinking about this yesterday because we had like a football theme at the baseball stadium yesterday. People wearing the jerseys, doing all that stuff, right?
Oh, I can just imagine. Full of losers. I mean, Cowboy fans.
No, surprisingly, much more. And you're right, like a lot more losers. There was 49ers fans there, Eagles fans there, Patriots fans there, Saints fans there. All these other major losers that no one like even cares about. Green Bay Packers fans were there. Like it was grotesque to be around that swath, that cesspool of people.
That losery.
Yeah, like it was gross. Like it really was. I had to come home and basically bathe in an SOS pad. It was not good.
Did the Chihuahuas win?
Yes, we did.
I love it that you had to think about it for a second there. Well, there's
like a season. Hey, look, man, we're 60 games deep. We've got 15 more home games this season. So the 3 here and then 2 homestands in September, and that's the end of the baseball season for us.
Wow.
It flew by and dragged on simultaneously. It was the worst time frame that I can imagine, like the weird time warp of things happening.
I just got this feeling of that famous book. It was the worst of times. It was the best of times.
It felt like it at times, if I'm being honest.
So you bring up something important. You said the stadium had, a football theme, but I want to come out with something that's been bugging me since yesterday. The Cowboy Saints, their joint practice was like a joint UFC. So, uh, but I'll ask this for the entire audience to question themselves and question even the NFL and your team. Are joint practices becoming more trouble than they're actually worth?
No,
Are they worth anything? Or here's the question, and this is with your team. Does Dallas actually need this kind of attraction to it or aggression or whatever you want to call it? Because now I think Donovan, where we? I don't know how to say his last name, but you know who I'm talking about. This is the second time he gets ejected in a preseason game or preseason practice. If he's doing this in practice, what is he going to do in the actual game? So, are they worth it? And should Dallas be worried about Donovan E?
I'm not going to say his name until I hear you say it correctly. I just gotta let it keep going over and over. Okay, so are they necessary? I don't think so. Like I'm not a fan of the joint practices, but I can understand why people are. You know what I mean? For the other team, it's you'd rather go out there and beat up someone else as opposed to your own guys. You know what I mean? And whenever you have two teams like the Cowboys and like the Saints who are, trying to fight for some level of for the Saints, I want to say it's like relevancy. For the Cowboys, it's like we got to try to get to this unattainable level that everyone has expectation-wise of the Dallas Cowboys. And testosterone's out there. It's hot. No one's in a good mood. You're just banging up against each other. And then there comes that like individual pride, right? Of like, dude, if you're going to keep, trying to punk me, I'm going to come at you as hard as I possibly can. You got two bulls just going at each other straight on like that. Tempers are eventually going to flare because like this isn't new. The joint practice fights and stuff like that isn't new, but it's been around forever, and it's just easier to get on social media and for people to get on their high horse of, oh my God, these football players are, the most horrible people in the history of mankind or whatever. But like I kind of like seeing the aggression, especially from a team that over the last couple of years has been as dormant, for lack of a better term, and as physically beaten up as the Dallas Cowboys have been over the last couple of years.
Yeah, and I think, and I really think that these joint practices have a lot more use to any team than any other, little combine that they have, because they're going up against somebody else. Somebody they don't know, somebody who doesn't like them, because let's face it, your team, you may have some people that don't like you, but they're not wanting to take your head off sometimes. But this gives you a real world, real game time kind of management thing. And so I like it. I think it should be a norm. But do you think that these practices should be better? And this was brought up by somebody yesterday who we were talking about this. In those practices should be within your own division, which I completely disagree, because you see those people way too much and you already hate them. Now, if you put them in practice, I think the brawls are going to be way too much. So
49ers faithful saying the boys beaten up. Have you heard of the San Francisco 49ers injuries team? Of course I have. Every team is beat up. But what I mean, I guess what I said for like the Dallas Cowboys, like being physically beat up, I say that about every team, right? Like every single team at this point in time, you're dealing with some sort of nagging injury. You got, again, no one likes a summer practice. And unless you've ever been in sports, you don't know what those summer practices are like, because it's just a nightmare, a lot of conditioning, a lot of, trying to get that callus built up that you don't necessarily need, and all that other stuff, right? Like that's what I'm talking about. Like you're beat up from just what the practices have been getting ramped up for the NFL season, right? Like that's where you're beat up. Every single team deals with injuries. And to be honest with you, like it was funny because you know me, I love podcasts and stuff like that. One of my favorite ones is Pablo Torre Finds Out. And last week they did a thing on the 49ers injury thing. Everyone's been like, oh, the 49ers have been much more injured than every other team in the NFL. And it turns out the 49ers have been injured just about as much as every other team in the NFL has been. How wild is that? Every team in the NFL has injuries. But as far as like the joint practices go, I kind of agree with you of like keeping it away from division rivals, because those things get ugly quick. You play each other twice a year. It can be bad. Keep it within, what I would do as a team that I'm not going to play that year, right? Like if the Cowboys and Jaguars aren't playing each other, Cowboys and Jaguars joint practice, like just something along that type of frame. Because if you play this team later on in the year, chances are you're probably going to have some sort of animosity there.
Do you think there will ever be a time where there's joint practices? Let's say the Longhorns and the Cowboys get a joint practice. Now, it would be great for the Longhorns. Now, would it be great for the Cowboys, though?
I don't think so, and I don't think it would be great for the Longhorns either. I think that the Longhorns would wind up, because again, right, like with the Texas Longhorns, you're going to have maybe 10 dudes, 15 dudes make it to the NFL. The Dallas Cowboys roster is all NFL dudes. Like they would abuse the Longhorns. You know what I mean? And this that old adage of could the best college team beat the best NFL team? No, that'll never happen. Never say never, right? Like I've done that before, been bitten in the ass. But like the possibility of it happening is not something that I would ever put money on.
Didn't UTEP lose to a high school team back in like 20-something?
No, it was the 1930s. And yes, they lost to a group of the El Paso High School All-Stars. And, sometimes you lose to high school All-Stars, man. Like 1930s athletes versus, the athlete of today are completely, two completely different things. You and I, at our heaviest weight, would be like towers of just big buff dudes versus 1930s athletes.
No, I understand that. I'm just saying, did the Miners lose?
They did. At the end of the day, yes, they did.
So there you go. But I feel that some of these programs could benefit from it, especially, and then it could be some kind of little recruiting. Can you imagine the Cowboys, the Saints, or whatever team going to, I don't know, Ohio State or Michigan or one of these big ones that have not just 15 but maybe 30 players already for the NFL? Because and now let's face it, I mean, some of these players are staying because they're getting some money, so they may get their taste of what's coming next, and the NFL may go, ooh, these guys are already getting paid, huh? They're professional already. Well, we can't say that, Tip. They're still in college. So
I mean, yes, they're still in college, but I would say it's much more professional than what people would want it to be. You know what I mean? Like it's whenever you put money in, it's professional, right? Like these guys are getting paid. These women are getting paid in college athletics now. It's a level of professional athleticism. So they've got to. We just got to call it what it is, right? Like you're getting paid. There's a different standard and stuff like that, but you can get paid in college and not be ready for the NFL.
oh yeah, I mean for any profession. I mean, we all know what's. At least I know. I don't know if you know what's going on with KTEP,
Yes.
which is unfortunate that UTEP is losing KTEP. But but it goes through the community foundation. Now, speaking of professionalism, that's where a lot of people from UTEP get their start with the microphone, with fixing a microphone, with, there's this part missing in the board. What should we do? So it's that transfer that is missing now from a collegiate athlete to a pro athlete, because they're expected to perform at that pro level at the college level.
Hmm.
Is that a fair thing to ask?
Yes.
Well, they're getting paid. So,
yeah, I mean, I look at it as like any other entry level job that you get, whether you're in college or not, right? Like, no matter what's going on, you are expected to perform at your job, whether it's, whenever I was in radio, right? Like, even as an unpaid intern, I was expected to perform at a specific level of professionalism. Why not expect that from college football players, from college basketball players? Like, if you're getting paid X amount of money, then you ought to be able to perform at a professional level. Now, granted, you're not going to be able to dedicate the time that professional athletes dedicate to their body and stuff like that. You always see the physical transformation between players from college to the NFL or college to the pros whenever they have the ability to just sink money into their physical well-being. But yeah, I mean, if you're getting paid, yeah, perform do what your job is supposed to do. Like maybe I'm old school in that mindset with it, but yeah, if you're getting paid, you're a professional athlete. I'm expecting you to give the professional athlete level of care. And that includes making sure you're going to whatever classes you need to go to. It's not like they're hard for you when you're an athlete in college. They make it as easy as possible for you to get through.
Yeah, going to college entry math is not a hard thing.
No. Or the amazing amounts of like Chicano studies classes you can have, which, don't get me wrong, I love me some Chicano studies, but I did not know that you can have like 18 courses on Chicano studies. And not get your degree in Chicano studies. That's a wild thing.
I remember when I was a senior, and I was talking to the counselors that, oh yeah, you're going to graduate, blah blah blah, a senior in college, and they said, Augustine, you never took an elective something. I was like, what? Okay, so what are the electives? I just entered the Chicano studies because I was going to let them have it, because you know me, I don't think Chicano should be a thing, and I think granted, that semester was so much fun. And the funny thing is, it was full of white people.
Yeah.
I was one of the 3 Hispanic students in there. I was like,
you gotta, they're trying to learn the culture, man. You can't blame them for that.
yeah, that's not the culture, trust me.
Yeah.
the professor, God bless his soul, but it was quite interesting hearing his views of like saying this was our land, and I said that changed when Santa Ana, signed.
It's always like interesting to me with those courses. I know this is going to be completely off topic and stuff like that. Yeah. Is the amount of like hatred towards the Spaniards, which I get it. The Spaniards were horrible people when they came through. It was the 1500s, dude. Everybody was horrible. If you were alive in the 1500s, you'd be a horrible fucking person too. But like, you can't.
I'd be more horrible.
Yeah, you can't hate. Like especially for us, like hearing Latinos talk about how like horrible his like Spain is like, no, dude, like without them you don't exist. Like they're a part of who you are.
Yeah, or we would be picking cotton still.
Yeah, there's always that. Yeah. There's always that. I could talk about this all day, but I don't want to talk about this all day.
or we could be in Puerto Rico eating bananas.
Hey, the place where we should be, where I should be at least. Yes.
But
just double fisting bananas left and right.
Just looking at the earlier advertising, I hope you didn't confuse clever man with happiness.
Well, no. Sometimes you got to wash your face with something completely different.
But anyway, so Tommy's kids are in the car, so we have to talk about something nice.
Hello, Tommy.
So,
Hello, Tommy's kids. Hope that y'all are having a great day on your way. Friday means that the weekend is coming up. Augustine, I'm gonna have to take a quick second because my dog is pacing around, which means he's probably got to go outside, and I don't need him to lift a leg in the house. So I am gonna just mute my mic and run and take my dog so he can go to the bathroom. Just opening the back door. I will be right back in a second. But he is struggling right now. He's giving me the look of hell is about to come through my body.
So everybody, here's the thing, and this is a question for everybody right now. So yesterday, very interesting NFL story, at least for me. Number 1 overall pick, Fernando Mendoza, throws a pick 6. Las Vegas falling behind to Houston, 20-3. And then backup, I think 3-year vet, Aiden O'Connell, brings the team back and then engineers a 96-yard, game-winning drive, comeback win, 22-20. So I understand, and this is picking up from what we're talking about being a pro. Is Fernando Mendoza overrated? Was he completely overrated coming out from college, or is he just in a bad situation?
Kirk Cousins was named the starting quarterback for the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah, that's not going to last.
He's in a horrible situation, is Fernando Mendoza. You remember whenever the draft happened, I said I would not draft Fernando Mendoza if I was the Raiders. Yes, you need a quarterback, but you need so much more on your team. Aiden O'Connell coming in, engineering a 96-yard, game-winning drive in the preseason. It was against a bunch of people that are not going to be in the NFL whenever the season starts. As shitty as that sounds, these dudes are going to be on practice squads. They're going to be in the CFL. They're going to be in the UFL. They're going to be in all those different leagues that are not the NFL.
But they're professional. They're professional.
Yeah, but there's a big difference in professional. It's like saying that the Premier League is the exact same as the USL because they're both professional, and we both know better than that.
Right here, don't say that. You're hitting me right here, and we'll talk about the Premier League starting this upcoming weekend. So anyway, go ahead, Tim. Sorry,
but so to me, you can't put any stock in that stuff. How did Fernando Mendoza look? And you have to think about what do the Raiders have for any quarterback to be successful. And there's no weapons there. It's a bad offensive line. It's a bad defense. The Raiders are a bad all-around team. Fernando Mendoza, because he's the number 1 overall pick, halfway through this year, or if not sooner, is going to be forced into the starting role, and it's not going to be good for him. Any quarterback in that situation, it would not be good for.
Yeah, I don't. I always thought Mendoza was a little bit overrated coming out of college because he was basically the only quarterback that was really getting any spotlights. So here's the question, Tip, and I think I know your answer on this one, but I want to know: should established players in the NFL play preseason games? Because when you have a quarterback coming in for the first drive or a right tackle coming in for that, all intense first drive, that still puts you up in a chance to get an injury. So with all the injuries that happen in this sports that through the years, and you've said it, we would have been stars back in the 30s. Now we're starred. I mean, what is the real balance? Should the preseason games should they just be a round for those unproven people, see if you make the squad, or should it be a little bit more? That's the thing. And how does the NFL balance with people going to the stadium and watching an NFL game when there's nothing in it for the fan?
Ray saying, good morning, gentlemen. Hope all is well. I am just glad that Mahomes is sitting out this preseason. I'm okay with starters not playing in the preseason. I'm not. To me, you have to find a balance, right? Like if in the contract negotiations, the CBA and all that stuff, the players said, we want less practices and pads. We've seen what the, effect of that was, right? Like we've seen more soft tissue issues, more soft tissue injuries, more ACL tears and Achilles tears and things like that because of the soft tissue issues that you wind up getting whenever you don't get into the perfect football shape that you should be in. So for me, if you're going to sit there and complain about being in those practices that help get your body ready for the NFL season, then there has to be something that you've got to do, which in my mind is play a couple of preseason games. Sure, you're a professional athlete, you're taking care of your body 24/7, etc., right? Those offensive linemen, if you know anything about football, fluctuate in weight anywhere from 30 to 40 pounds from the offseason to the NFL season starting, because it's not safe for them to stay at that 340-pound weight limit at sometimes. They've got to bounce back and forth. So
what are we doing then?
I would have been a great offensive lineman. I could stay at that weight.
Yeah. Easy does it.
I'm gonna die before I'm 50, but at least I'll be, I'll make money, and that's all that matters. But in my mind, it's like you've got to have some give and take, because if you have less practices and pads, less practices and actual game time preparation, you're going to have more injuries when the season actually starts, because as soon as you flip that switch and get into that game action, yes, adrenaline can take you a certain amount away, but when that adrenaline wears off and your cardio is not where it should be, your muscles are tired, they're at a different level than where they would be towards the end of the season. Now you're putting yourself at risk because your body is overcompensating. Something's going to be overcompensating to try to get you where you need to be. And that's where injuries happen, at least in my mind.
That could be it. I don't know. But the thing is, the players have that power to say, maybe to coach, hey, coach, I'm going to sit this one out. And most coaches with their starters probably say, yeah, I understand that. But is it the right call? And how does the NFL balance all that too? I mean, of attracting people to the stadium and going to watch pretty much a game that means less than anything. I mean,
but it doesn't, to me, it doesn't mean less. Like the outcome, I guess, doesn't necessarily matter, but there's still meaning in those games, and that's to get you into game shape. It's to make sure that there's a guy that could fill out that last spot on the roster and be that guy, right? Like for those end of the bench players that are trying to make a name and make their way to the NFL, these games are huge, right? Like these games matter. Also, getting into shape, 100% to me, like that stuff matters. I don't know why all of a sudden we say the preseason doesn't matter whenever you were watching a damn Raiders game last night. You know what I mean? Like we watch these games like they matter because they do actually kind of matter. We just like to say, oh, it's the preseason, no one cares, because it doesn't really have an impact on the regular season. But brother, it sure does. Like it really does. How many times do we see that one guy that's a big star in the preseason and then winds up making a name for himself in the NFL? Like they matter. They genuinely matter.
So how many games do you want a preseason to be? That's the key right there.
I didn't want them to shorten it down to begin with. I thought the 4 preseason games was great, right? Like, because again, maybe I'll have to go back and like actually see the stats on this, but it feels like, at least as us as fans, it feels like with the shortened preseason and the less amount of practices, there are so much more injuries during the regular season. It just feels that way, right? There's always like you can look at any guy. He's out with a calf strain. He's out with a hamstring. He's out with a quad. He's out with, again, soft tissue issues. Maybe that extra preseason game helps get some people in shape. You go hard in game 1. You go hard in game 2. Dial it back a little bit game 3. Rest game 4. Now you've kind of had that schedule of what we had back in the past where it didn't seem like the soft tissue injuries were a major thing. And maybe it's me looking at it through rose-colored lenses or something like that, but it just feels like there are more of those injuries, those long, nagging injuries that you don't have enough time to really rest and repair during the NFL season because the NFL season is so short.
And that, get ready with that button tip, and that is just the tip.
I just want to put the tip in.
It's time for
Just a Tip.
That would make me uncomfortable.
Promise that it ain't too much, but just enough. Just a tip. Just a tip.
Just the tip. Just the tip.
It's time for Just the Tip.
Just the Tip is brought to you by our friends over at www.myhappynuts.com. Augustine knows about how happy my nuts are because I tell him every single day. I got that comfort powder, sprinkle them down where the sun don't shine, and it's been great. The rocket science from my boys has me feeling amazing all year long, no matter how hot it's been in El Paso. Hell, in July, it was 157,000 degrees one day. I was sweating. I was uncomfortable as all hell. I thought my body was melting. I looked down, perfect and well taken care of, well manicured, not just because of the bulber, but because of the comfort cream. Everything was great downstairs the way that it was meant to be, like the good Lord intended it to be. www.myhappynuts.com. Use promo code Mike Tipton at checkout and save on all of your male grooming needs.
I loved your face when I said that. Tip to get ready with the button. Yeah, that's right. It's time.
Like, oh shit, yeah.
hey, but that time we should be safe with Tommy's kids.
Yeah, I mean, unless he was running late, in which case that's on you, brother. That ain't on us. That's on you. We waited until 31, which if you're already at the school and you're looking at the clock, you should have been pushing them kids out that car.
So speaking of the preseason, so tonight it's the Jets and Steelers, the Panthers and your Jaguars, and
Our Jaguars.
Excuse me, and the Packers and the Broncos. That Packers Broncos should be good, by the way.
Ray says I should have turned the volume down. Oops, had the volume up in my class. Haha. Well, I mean, luckily it's, it was 20 minutes before most classes start. Tommy says I turned the volume up and let everyone at Circle K hear that. F it. hey, the way it should be. Tommy finally embracing us. Finally embracing that his nuts should be happy as well.
Tommy embracing soccer. That would be.
I don't think that'll ever happen. And you know what? I respect Tommy for it. I embraced soccer for the World Cup because it was within my, my viewing time frames. I was listening to a bunch of stuff. Obviously, you being the hardcore soccer guy, that the Premier League is launching again this weekend. They're having watch parties all across the United States with former players going to like Denver and LA and Dallas to these huge events to try to get fans watching, right? And I'm listening to one of the guys getting interviewed yesterday, and he was talking about how amazing it is to see that younger people are embracing soccer in the United States. And I was like, you know what? That's cool. But I also remember them saying that whenever I was a younger person, 30 fucking years ago. It's my entire life. Soccer has been the fastest growing sport in the United States, but it's never caught up to football, basketball, baseball. Like, it's just weird, man. Not hating on it, just saying it's not where people think it is.
Well, you if you wake up early enough on Saturday or Sunday morning to to kind of watch some of these games, and I know you don't. Dude, that face told me the whole thing. But you see these watch parties in these major cities, and they're completely full. Is that the entire watching audience for those of soccer people in that city? Probably, but it is since 1994. Soccer has in the United States consistently growing, and I'll tell you this much, and this is a problem that I had. Iker's mom, my son's mom, obviously, um, she did not allow him to play football, and that's going around a little bit more than people know, you know. Um, so I mean, other sports like soccer and basketball, track, and other things are making a dent into football because a lot of and I'll say this much, and this is what I know, not the general for everybody. At least Hispanic moms are saying no to football. So that might be something that makes other sports catch on a little bit more. Are they? That's the thing. I don't know. But since 1994, there's been this incredible push by USL, soccer and everybody to make people care about this really the only real world sport.
I don't know about that one, man. Basketball.
Basketball is very close, but you don't see 2.5 billion people tuning into the World Basketball Championships. You see that into the final of the World Cup.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, like the viewing audience for soccer is enormous, astronomical even. Like it's undoubtedly the biggest thing in the world when it comes to global sports, right? Like that's what it is, hands down. We can say that. But parents saying no to football isn't a new phenomenon. That's been a thing again as long as I can remember, right? Like I remember talking to my parents being like, "Yo, I want to play football," and it was like, "No, like we don't want your head to get bashed in." And then one day they were like, "You know what? Yeah, go get your head bashed in. We don't love you that much." So it was like that, right? But like it that's been a thing I feel like for a really long time. I think the reason why soccer's having a hard time catching on in the United States is because it's almost like we're being force-fed it, right? Think of yourself as a kid. Eat your damn broccoli. Eat these Brussels sprouts. Eat this and that. As I got older, I love broccoli, right? Like it's amazing. Steamed broccoli, a little bit of salt and pepper. It's amazing, right? But as a kid, because it was being force-fed to me, I hated the damn thing. And I feel like that's how it is as most of us as fans, right? Like the World Cup, awesome. I will always get back and support that as much as I can. The USL, again, I'll always support the USL because, hey, why not? But the other stuff, it's hard for me to get in, with because my bandwidth as a fan, my fan width, right? I've got the NFL. I've got college football. I've got Major League Baseball because I love Major League Baseball. I've got hockey. I've got basketball. I love the NBA. That's like my thing, right?
Yes.
All of the college sports, all that college athletics. So by the time it comes down to how much am I going to care or go out of my way to watch soccer, I'm probably already exhausted, right? The flip of the flipping side of the coin is you love soccer. So you'll go out of your way to watch some of the Premier League games that are on at 7:00 in the morning, which isn't a big deal. And to me, that's not like a big deal, right? Like I don't mind waking up early for the Jaguars because we love the Jaguars here when they're playing in London, right? Like I don't mind that time difference. I'll wake up early and watch a WWE live event in Saudi Arabia that's on at 11 in the morning or whatever. Like it's just I'll do that, but I don't have a connection to soccer, and I'm not going to feign a connection to soccer. The U.S. plays, Cool. I'll watch the U.S. Mexico's playing. Cool. I'll watch Mexico because I love seeing my friends from Mexico be happy, right? Like I grew up on the border. Why not support both teams? But it's just with all those other sports that I grew up caring about more, it's hard for me to care about soccer, right? And then
How about this, Tipton? How about we organize a field trip to Liverpool?
Hey, I mean, you know what? I've got to look into it, right? Because if the Premier League season just started, and if the Jaguars decide once again that they should send the tip to London, maybe we get a Jaguars game and a Premier League game in. You know what I mean?
Let's get some sponsors on this, and we'll do it.
Yeah, I've actually been working on some good sponsorships, so I'm excited about some things that are coming up, man. Whenever we hit the ground running on the KTSM Plus app next month, there's going to be a lot of different looks. Obviously, it's going to be the same old stupid shit that I do. Dumb shit. My shit's not stupid. It's dumb. It'll still be that, but with different sponsored elements and stuff.
That's scary. But here's the thing. You know, I've got a couple of friends at the Liverpool Echo. That's the newspaper, and two of them are the writers for Liverpool Football Club. So with your credentials, and we can actually come up, we can maybe do a game day event, what they do and all that. Mm-hmm. But, you know, speaking of soccer and quality, and you see it on TV, you see how fast and physical the Premier League is. Yeah. I mean, granted, you watch, you know, our lovable locomotive, you know, our locos and everything. And if the locos played a Premier League, you know, if the locos played Liverpool, that would be, massive.
They'd be outclassed. Again, the you know, D3 college team playing against the NFL. Like that's what that would kind of be like.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I think more than anything, it's kind of like the names in the classic North American kind of thing. Because, for example, I'm going to talk some stuff that people are going to go, how the heck does he know that? Pep Guardiola is out of Manchester City, so Enzo Maresca is the new coach, with Rodri now being sold by Manchester City and going over to Barcelona. So that's with Manchester City. Arsenal, you know, they still have that great team. They're defending champions. Manchester United kept head coach Michael Carrick, and Liverpool now has Iraoni Iraola has a new head coach, which his style goes back to Jurgen Klopp. So I guess everybody just tuned out there, so I'm sorry. But this is how much I like and know the Premier League. And we can go through, you know, the Spanish league, you know, the Portuguese league. Enzo Maresca. He replaced Pep Guardiola at Manchester City.
Thought we were talking about Enzo Ferrari for a minute. I was like, hey.
Hey, they probably drive Enzos there. So
yeah, I'm with it. Look, and again, like I love
with no
that
tariff.
you
no
love.
Tariffs.
Yeah,
Ferraris with no tariffs, half price.
If I can go to London on half price, no tariffs, I would.
But you know, the world of soccer is very interesting because players are not that free to roam around because the actual club owns the players. So it's a whole different kind of thing they've got going on with all that. So yeah. Oh, by the way, Jeff Bezos just invested in Liverpool. So
yes, because he, for whatever reason, cannot ever get approved to buy an NFL team, which is so funny to me.
That a guy's worth $256 billion and he couldn't buy the Seahawks was wild to me.
Gotta get that approval from the rest of the league, man. Jerry Jones ain't gonna give up that power. He likes being the most powerful owner in sports.
And Jerry Jones sounds like Trump when he talks too.
Yeah, I can see it. I wanted to say no, but I can see it. Yeah, it's not the same exact voice, but like the words and mannerisms are very much.
Yeah, exactly. He goes
Yeah.
like this. He goes like that.
Well, you see, when Dak Prescott is playing, it's a whoa. He really drops back and throws the ball. It's a very deep ball, beautiful spiral. Some are saying the best spiral that's ever been thrown.
Poor Jerry. He's probably flipping us off too.
I don't blame him. I do not blame him at all. If I'm Jerry Jones, I would hate every single fan that came across my way as with the fire of 1,000 suns. Okay, so okay, you got to speak a little bit about your Premier League. I'm gonna try. I will more than likely not be successful, but I'm going to try and see how many of these games I can ingest.
I will send you all the games that are on every weekend, and so this week's games today, Arsenal's playing. They're Island boys. Well, you should really see how much these teams are worth too, Tommy. But I'll send you the games. We got Arsenal today, starting to defend their Premier League championship, and then the one that's everybody's waiting for. I think it's at 12:30 on Sunday. Newcastle hosts Liverpool.
And you mean like 12:30 in the afternoon, not 12:30
Yes.
at midnight?
Yes. 12:30.
Because like again, I'm willing to watch anything, right? Like I have become a fan of the St. Kilda Saints of the Australian Football League because it's something that's airing on Saturday nights whenever I leave the baseball stadium and go get myself a celebratory beer afterwards, right? Like the St. Kilda Saints have been my team. They're bad, just like every other team that I love. But you know, I'm willing to give things a shot, but it's got to be around like my schedule, right? And then I don't want to be the dad that's like football, especially when the NFL season starts, right? Like you got Thursday night football, high school football on Friday nights, college football on Saturday, Sunday NFL football, Monday night football. 5 out of the 7 days you got football. Then basketball starts up again. Most Wednesdays and Tuesdays are the best basketball games, and Thursdays at the same time, right? Like you've got all of those things going on. Then it's just piling on. We still have the Major League Baseball. The Yankees are probably going to make the playoffs, and they'll make a deep run, which I'm going to hate because they're going to lose in the World Series again because of the New York Yankees and it's what they do in my recent times. But like I've got all those things, and it's going to be like, okay, let me wake up at 6 a.m. on Saturday after working a late night Friday and watch a team I don't really care about.
So you're turning into Tommy.
No, I mean I love all my teams. I love them the same. They're all equal. I love them all.
But Barron is the best.
But Don Jr., that piece of shit, he's a huge piece of shit. So I'm saying the biggest piece of shit. Tremendous piece of shit. I know a lot about flagpoles. I'm the best at flagpoles. Everyone's seen my flagpoles.
Dude, that is just so good. I mean, if you turned off your camera and just started speaking like that, we go, Mr. President, what do you think about soccer? Oh, soccer.
Hold on, let me try something. Soccer, everyone loves it. The world sport, very fast, very athletic, handsome men, most of them. Have you seen Harsgaard? You seen that guy? Beautiful young man.
Mr. President, what do you think about the football season starting up this year? Who's going to win? And will you have them at the White House? Do you think that they would want to go to the White House?
A lot of very large black men. Love the black men. Very strong, very fast. Not as fast as the white guys, though. The white guys, white cornerbacks, we're getting them back. They're going to be in the NFL very long time with the NFL. Will I bring them to this? If they want to come, they can come. But we'll have McDonald's for them. A lot of Big Macs. They love the Big Macs, these black guys.
Thank you, Mr. President, for making your debut on VIB TIP Monday.
Oh, you're welcome. You know what? That's awesome. How good for us. We got the president of the United States to come on and say some.
That's
racist
awesome.
shit.
That's thank you, Mr. Orange.
Yeah, Agent Orange joining us on the tipping point with Mike Tipton.
And
Cassandra's over on Instagram saying that is spot on. Tommy was giving me some laughing emojis as well.
yeah, that is just, there's some good imitators out there, but you can really do it. And then the thing is, I don't know if anybody can comment on this. His face changes. I mean, you can tell his mannerisms kind of go like that. And it's
That's how you do impersonations, man. Like you got to be able to. So whenever I was younger, I would like listen to people and I'd try to imitate their voices. Like obviously growing up in the 90s, Bill Clinton was president, right? So it was always like he spoke in the back of his throat, like down here. And it was always, I did not have sexual relations with that woman, but I had them with that woman over there. Hey, how you doing? Like that type of stuff, right? Like
and that one.
Actually, no, now that I think about it, I did have sexual relations with that woman. Like you got to learn like different people's mannerisms, man. Like that's what it is. Tommy says he kicks the balls like no one else. Some people say the greatest ball kicker of all time. Smart people are saying it. A lot of them are saying it.
Oh, he's talking about Aubrey.
Yeah, Brandon Aubrey. Big boot,
He will-
very large boot.
He will go down as the best kicker in history. No,
I don't
doubt.
know, dude. Cam Little, again, our Jacksonville Jaguars. I know you guys aren't talking about Jacksonville Jaguars as much as I am, but the Jacksonville Jaguars kicker, Cam Little, 70-yard field goal last year in the preseason. I want to say it was a 68-yarder this past season. So
Yep.
it's insane to think whenever we were younger, right? Like growing up 80s, 90s, even into the early 2000s. If you had a kicker that could make like a 52-yard kick, you're like,
That was
oh
wow.
my God, my kicker is amazing. Now these dudes are just habitually knocking in 64-yarders, which was the record back in the day, as if it was nothing. Like we should not be normalizing a 70-yard field goal attempt.
And 64-yard kick with a flat foot, with part of a foot that was like a hammer. So, I mean,
Right? Jack Dempsey, was that his name?
I don't remember, but are we getting to the point with the NFL, if you get to your own 40-yard line, are we going to get to that point where you get to midfield, you're like, oh, we're in field goal range? What?
We already are. You can't even say like we get to that point. We're at that point. That the point is nigh. Like it is happening at this moment. Especially like with the Cowboys, right? Like as a Cowboys fan, they get to midfield and I'm like, you know what? I bet you Aubrey can make this. Like I'm already at that point. They get to like the 40-yard line, like the plus side of the 40-yard line. I'm like, oh, that's a 57-yard kick. Easy money.
Yeah, it's like, why even just kick a field goal?
And like back in the day, it was like, okay, well, if I get to the 30, then that's going to make it a 47-yard kick. But if I miss that kick, then they get field position and they're going to have really good field position. And now it's like, oh, if you can't make a 47-yard kick, get the fuck out of the league. Like, what are you doing here?
Yeah. If they miss a 47-yarder, the other team, Brandon Aubrey and Little, are already in field goal range anyway. That's just
yeah. You get the ball on the kickoff, right? It goes into the end zone, so you get to the 25-yard line. 2 15-yard plays, and you're in field goal range.
wow.
That shit's wild, man. I love it. I absolutely love it, man.
Yeah, that's really, and you think about it, and Tommy's gonna hate this. All those kickers, ex-soccer players.
Yeah, I mean Brandon Ott, he was a soccer player at Notre Dame. But
Yep.
I mean, so was Martin Gramatica and Bill Gramatica. I don't know if you remember Bill Gramatica, but like they were soccer players. Bill Gramatica always stays out in my mind because he kicked like a first quarter field goal against the Cowboys whenever he was with the Cardinals to go up 3-0, jumped up in the air to celebrate and ruptured his ACL like an asshole. Like that's exactly what you get celebrating at that level. A 30-yard field goal in the first quarter, you piece of shit. Like that's what you get.
Well, we don't hold any grudges here at the tipping
No,
point with
no,
Mike Tipton.
no.
And we're coming up at the end of the show, Mike, and
Tommy's telling you that those ex-soccer players saw the light.
they saw easy money. So and again, you're going to get me with the way that this sounds, but Nika Ognumike, the former WNBA MVP, 11-time All-Star, announced that she will retire at the end of this season. So how do you say her
Oh
name?
my God, my dude, you couldn't have thought of a worse person. That is actually the sister of my friend Shanae Ogumake, and that is Nneka Ogumake.
Nneka. How do you say that?
Nneka Ogumake.
Ogumake. See, now I got it. Ogumake.
Yeah, I mean,
Hey, can you say
again, if you
Kravatskelia?
don't watch the WNBA, you don't realize the impact that she had. She was a phenomenal WNBA player. Congratulations on a hell of a career. She should be in the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame when it's all said and done.
Do you rank her the top 10? I do. In the WNBA? I mean, come on, 11-time All-Star? 11-time All-Star?
There could be a case made. I haven't thought of like who my top 10 would be. Candace Parker's got to be on there. Lisa Leslie's got to be on there.
Oh,
Becky Hammond has got to be on there. Breanna Stewart. Fuck, man. I mean, and then like you got to go like the old heads, right? Like Rebecca Lobo, Cynthia Cooper, Cheryl Swoops. Like we're starting to create a whole list here where maybe NECA gets on, but geez, man. Geez. And then Tommy says Augustine's getting canceled for what I heard. Yeah. I mean, I heard something bad, Augustine. Like I was even about to be like, Augustine, you're doing this one on your own. But
what did you hear? Hey, wait a second. Hey, everybody. Hey, man. I mean, when I was watching that yesterday, because I was watching the NBA channel, they had a real special on her, and then I could remember her playing because I was like, yeah, how can you not? And I think it's one of those players that went kind of a little bit under the radar, but should not have been under the radar.
She was a double machine. Right. And again, like being I want to say she was either 6'4" or 6'5" in the WNBA. Like that's dominant. A lot of people don't remember this, but their little sister, NECA, and Shanae's little sister, Erica, used to play for Rice. And whenever Rice came in and played against UTEP, she dropped a 45 burger on our head in one of those games. And she was good. Like she was only 5'10", which is weird to say as a dude that's 5'10", but she was only 5'10" and decided that she didn't want to really go the WNBA route. Like she got drafted, but she went and got her doctorate. So I think she's actually finishing up her residency over the next like year or so. And it's awesome to see like that type of stuff because Shanae's a hell of a broadcaster. If you're not watching like anything NBA related on ESPN, you're missing what Shanae Ogumake brings to the actual stuff, like the breaking down of basketball. And one of my favorite stories with her, because I was doing the NBA Insider show on ESPN radio whenever I was over there, there was like all these commenters on Twitter being like, oh, I can take you, I like this and that. She's like, dude, you're like 5'6". I'm like, I'm 6, she's 6'5". Like, I can just back your little ass in and just skyhook on you all day. Like, you're not gonna stop that. It's like, I'm a professional athlete and you're you.
Yeah, and well, I was watching that little 15-minute, what they were doing with her, and I was going, I've seen her play. She's up, and she was always so consistent, and she was very detail oriented. And they asked her a question, which was, "What do you think was your lasting quality in the WNBA?" And what I heard was she said, just desire. And that to me was, I went, wow, just desire. And that really, I went, wow, when when somebody talks like that about the game, it's more than just love. It's passion. It's everything. And she does deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. And I think she flew under the radar way too much, and it was a benefit for her because probably they didn't say, "Oh, she's going to score 5-6." All of a sudden, she's scoring 16 on them. So, more power to her. But 11-time All-Star, 11. Let that sink in, people. 11-time All-Star. I mean, we're not 11-time All-Stars, not even in this show.
We've only had 8 seasons of this show. Or, no, wait. 6 seasons of this show. So, I mean, we don't even have 11 seasons that we can try to be. Maybe you know, you stay on another 5 years, you can be an 11-time All-Star. I don't know if I'm around in 5 years.
I haven't been an All-Star once, so be quiet.
Obviously, you know, I got nothing but love for you guys. Fire and Ice tomorrow, Buffalo Wild Wings at noon. Brandon and I are going to be breaking down some stuff going on here at El Paso High School football. Remember, as we get closer to September, Fire and Ice is going to be used more as a college football pregame show for KTSM Plus going forward in the future as well. Augustine, as always, my guy, I got nothing but love for you. Everybody, thank you so much for tuning into today's show. We will see you later, hopefully at the baseball stadium.
Kisses for everybody.